Hello, I'm Claire. Welcome to my channel Clarobobbins and to this week's episode of Friday Sews. So what have I got planned for today? A little bit about my sewing week, some patchwork quilting, some information from a quilting course that I hosted at my house. It was a very select course. It was for a 60th birthday present for my friend Melanie. Hello Melanie, if you're watching. And she and myself attended, and the person taking the course was the lovely Fran Woodgate, who had her fabulous business Flow Studio Designs. So thank you, Francis. We had a lovely morning. So a little bit more about that in a moment. My other thing I want to talk to you about today is my plans for my core tea for the So Frugal Challenge, and I'm sure you've all known all about that. There's lots of information. There's a great blogger tour. So thank you so much to the Yorkshire Sew Girl, Ruan, and to Sam from Frugalissima for organising that challenge for us. So Friday Sews today. Thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, and stay tuned for a moment and we'll get right into it. Okay, so let's have a look at my core tee. So I've printed it off. It's a free pattern, and I found out about this from Sew Let It Sparkle with Sam. So thank you very much, Sam. She had, I think, 5 patterns that she covered. There are so many, aren't there? It's great fun watching the blogging tour. I'm enjoying that very much at the moment. So the core tee is a boxy tee, and that's not really something I've visited before. That's quite new for me. It is a darted one in the size range that I've printed off. I've printed off the 14 and the 16 because I might need to do a bit of grading. The 14 and the 16, which it comes in a D cup, which should be okay for me with the stretch fabric, especially with the darted bodice, but I can use my knit sloper just to tweak the fit a little bit. It's not closely fitted around the waist, so that will probably benefit from me because I don't really have a waist. There we go. So what are my ideas for that? I'd like some feedback on this if possible from you. So I have an assortment of really lovely cotton spandexes and some viscose or rayon spandex as well. So this is a lovely print with balloons on it. It's an art gallery print from the, let me check, it's called the In Blue collection from In Blue Fabrics from artgallery.com. And I bought this from Minerva. They had a sale, it was reduced. It's a really lovely print with balloons on it in this pale blue. It's slightly turquoisey blue, and it's definitely a blue that I quite like on my colouring. When I had my colours done, they said avoid pastels, but it's okay to go for the really icy, the very pale icy colours. And I think this just about falls into that category, and it has some slightly stronger blues, so I rather like that. It also has a slightly peachy pink, which is a bit on the warm side, but there's only a tiny amount of that. I'm not going to worry about that. And I did wonder whether or not it might work to do a colour contrast on the sleeves. It's a straightforward satin sleeve. There is a pocket. I'm not going to add the pocket because I don't like the fit over my bust line of pockets. In fact, this Nasara shirt that I'm wearing had a pocket on it, and I've taken it off because it doesn't hang nicely. So I'm thinking I have some white, but that's a bit too similar, I think. But I have a nice peachy colour, this peachy pink, salmony peachy pink, which could be rather nice with the sleeves. Now it might be good to bind the neckband in that same fabric. However, that might be, I'll have to just see how I feel about that with it next to my face, whether or not it's too warm for my face. If I am indeed a winter, I think I need to have my colours done again. I've had so many people think that maybe I'm a spring, in which case this would be perfect. So yeah, but it goes really nice. It's just a little darker. It's the same tone, but just a little bit, same hue, but a little bit of a darker tone. So I'm liking that very much. The other alternative is to go for a blue, a slightly stronger blue, and I haven't really got a royal blue, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I don't have a royal blue, but I do have this blue, which is just a little bit stronger. So I could bind the neckline in this blue, and then maybe do the sleeves in this, and maybe do a cuff binding on the sleeve in this blue, just tie it all together. So what do you think? I'm quite liking those together. So that was my first plan for fabrics. Now the second fabric plan is, this is another art gallery fabric. They're beautiful. They feel very like stuff fabrics. That lovely soft quality, really nice. I'm very into my cycling, and I just love this fabric. So I think a t-shirt in this would be lovely, and I think the boxy tee will show it off really nicely. So it's got a very similar peachy pink in it. It's almost the same colour range as in, it's the same company. It's the same colour range really as the ballooning one. So I could again maybe do the sleeves in this, because that would just pick out, there's the tiniest little bit of orange in here, orangey peachy colour, the tiniest bit. It's white, the lighter blue, the darker blue, those colours are great for me. Or I could do a white sleeve on this one, the white woodwork on this, it's enough of a contrast. Or I could do a white neckline and then peach pink sleeves, maybe with a white cuff. What do you think? I'm not sure I want a whole t-shirt in this. This is one of those, I don't know why I bought it. Bought it in lockdown. Yeah, lovely fabric, Sherwood's fabrics, really nice quality. It's just the colour I'm not sure about. But a small amount of it with that, I think would be lovely. So what do you think? So I've got the cycling fabric and the ballooning fabric. Don't want to put the two together. Could just do the sleeves in the cycling fabric and then just do the neckband in the white. Excuse me, itchy eye. Had my hair cut, by the way. What do you think? I thought it was better a bit shorter around my face. Yeah. So what do you think? Shall I have a contrasting sleeve or not? I think this one lends itself more to the smaller sleeve area. I think this one, don't like that. How does that go with it? What do you think of that? Not sure. Not sure. So this is my dilemma. I've obviously got too many fabrics. Well, we know I've got too many fabrics, but there we go. Yes. So my third option, there's more. My third option, and I do have more fabrics than these. These are just the ones I thought I would try with this t-shirt pattern. None of these are precious fabrics. they don't owe me anything. The most expensive ones are the art gallery fabrics, but I bought them in the sale, so they weren't a lot of money. Now these are viscose spandex, so a bit more drapey, and they're plain. That's certainly viscose, and that goes quite nicely with, well, could go with the white, except the white's not a viscose. That blue might be. Don't like it with any of those. I've got this, I could just do it in that colour, do a plain, a bit boring. I have this really nice green. I might have enough of this to do a t-shirt. I might not. This is what's left, a remnant left from my Rowan body suit, the Megan Nielsen Rowan. I really like that pattern, and I made a bodysuit with long sleeves in this colour, and I really like it. It's great with jeans. So I've got that, and these are complementary, but this is cotton and this is viscose. Not sure I want to mix the two. I have plenty of this. I bought this to make the Rowan bodysuit and haven't used it yet, so I could save it for that. I love this. Is, according to my colours, one of my best colours. This and turquoise are my real signature colours, and I do really like them. What do you think? Do they suit me? So that's an option. I mean, a bright pink t-shirt, that would go with everything in my wardrobe. Yeah, you'd probably remember I have a jacket, a Metro blazer in this colour, but in a ponte. This is just a cotton spandex, really nice quality. I bought this from OOTD. They do still have some fabrics online at OOTD. We're my local big sewing shop. They're now focusing just on the haberdashery and the sewing machines, and they've moved to smaller premises. But they don't have these jerseys left, but they do still have a little bit of fabric left, but that's an online sale only. So yeah, shame we've lost that fabric shop. I used to get all my jerseys, a lot of my plains from them. If they had it, I'd buy from them rather than online. And it's a lovely, lovely quality cotton spandex jersey, really soft, really lovely. So I bought this from them as well, and the white from them. So that's just the line drawing, and I will pop up a photograph of the line drawing so you can see it's a little bit clearer. I think I'll make it into short sleeved, I think. Yeah, so what would you go for? I might do two. I'll see if I like the pattern first. I'll just make one and see how I like the pattern, and then I might have a go at a second one. But I'll probably, my first one will be with this fabric, and then as long as I'm happy with the pattern, I'll make the cycling one up and go from there. So that's my my plans for my Sew Frugal challenge. Yeah, core t-shirt. The other one I'm going to do is the Galena dress, and I showed the fabric from that last week in my last Friday sews, and that's a floral scuba from a Lady McElroy floral scuba that I bought from Sherwood's Fabrics. Lovely, lovely fabric, and I'm very much looking forward to making that up. And I'm going to do that with, I don't know which sleeve, haven't decided which sleeve, but I'm going to do that as a dress, a practice dress for dance lessons. I do like scuba for that. It works very well, just because of the minimal care, and it's just like active wear, really, to be honest. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'm wearing before I go any further. This is another Nosara shirt by Itch to Stitch. I used the pink think you can probably see. The pink Robert Kaufman linen to line the collar, do the collar stand, and also for the yoke, which is a bit less visible. And I bound it all in the pink, the contrast pink as well. This is a Sherwood's. I don't think it's a Lady McElroy linen, but it's a linen gingham from Sherwood's Fabrics, and it was probably half the price of the Robert Kaufman. It has quite a different feel to it. It's still very nice, but it's. I think it's slightly less open weave. They do feel different. The Robert Kaufman one is softer when you've worn it. I think it creases a bit more than this one. Both lovely fabrics. Really like the pattern. Ever so quick and easy to make. Does have a proper collar stand. Has a grown on sleeve. And then I just bound. You just turn the sleeve up with a binding again. So I've used contrast binding there, and then a contrast binding for the bottom, and that's it really. Very simple, very quick make. You can make one of these in an afternoon very easily. So that's what I'm wearing, and I've got my latest Largo cargos on. Again, I seem to be living in these at the moment. So as soon as they're in the wash, they're going to be out of the wash and back on again. I might have to make another pair. So the other thing I've been doing, last Friday, not last Friday at all, last Sunday, I hosted a private workshop for my friend Melanie for her 60th birthday. And we did it over 2 half days. Last Sunday was the first half day, and I did a lunch. And this coming Sunday is the second half day, and I'm doing an afternoon tea. And the timing is slightly later. And the person who hosted, the person who is running the course for us is Fran from her company Flow Studio Designs. Now she's taken down her website for Flow Studio Designs. She's a very successful quilt designer, and she was doing a lot of work for a number of different fabric companies, and also doing block of the month quilts that were international, they went worldwide, that were very successful, and her business was growing very nicely. And she ended up, it was pointed out to her that there was a job had been advertised that was very much up her street from her previous professional life before she had children. And she's a specialist architect for it's to do with buildings that are listed buildings and have important characteristics from in an architectural sense. And she rushed in an application. The application date was due that day. She rushed an application in, scrambled to get one in. 30 people applied for it, and she got the job. And she's now been promoted. So yeah, amazing. So she's taken her Flow Studio website down, which is very sad. It's a loss for us in the quilting world. But yeah, great for Fran. So she's doing brilliantly. And this is her Moroccan Magic cushion design. It's also there's also a design for a runner. And Melanie and I are having a go at the cushion. So we went off. I'll put some footage in from our local needlecraft shop, patchwork and quilting shop, which is Cheshire Needlecraft, which are based at Goose Tree Home and Leisure, and the lovely Bernadette owns that shop and manages it, and she does courses on patchwork and quilting if you're local to Goose Tree in Cheshire. And she also runs, I think she runs some dressmaking courses as well, and you can sign up for those and attend, and she's very, very good. She's some super stuff, and her courses are really friendly, and she has you know, a really lovely selection of fabrics. So I took a little bit of video footage when we went there shopping for our fabrics. So it's designed for 7 different colours, this design. So Melanie and I went off and bought our fabrics. We bought quite different fabrics. These are mine. I'll just show you. These are my fabrics. I'm going to use one of them twice in the pattern because there was a white and a pink, and I decided to go for the pale pink for both of mine. So I'm just doing 6 colours rather than 7. And my hero print is this lovely floral, and then I've picked out other colours to go with it. So a green and some nice blues. This has got a little bit of green in it as well, and then this deep pink, which again is which you can see in the hero print. So the morning was with Frances was spent learning how to fussy cut, and what's more, learning how to audition the fabrics, the different fabrics for the different shapes on the quilt, which was completely new to me. So if I just show you this again, you know, from the different shapes on the cushion there, we get the different size templates, and my hero print is going to be on this particular I'll get it sorted out in a minute. Yeah, this diamond is going to be the shape that this hero print is in. And the idea is that you decide which part of the print and isolate it using the window, so you can work out which bit you're going to use. Now, for my particular print, I will choose, you know, the floral sections, I think, for mine. On this particular fabric, it's less important, and I think now I know more about fussy cutting, because the idea of auditioning a fabric was quite new to me. I hadn't even given it any thought, to be honest. That particular fabric, because it's quite abstract, I don't think I'll benefit a lot from particularly fussy cutting. I think there's probably a whole range of fabrics I can use for that. But this little ditzy print has got, this is going to be the shape that this small triangle. I'm going to use, it's an equilateral triangle, and I'm going to isolate the little sprigs. I'll put that here to show you. There we go. I'm going to have a little motif on this, which will be towards the outside of the cushion. There'll be 6 of them. And I've got enough. I'm going to do them in pairs. So there are 2 different mid blues, 2 different dark blues, and a white. I'm going to use the white twice, and then the 2 different blues, the 2 different mid blues and the 2 different dark blues. And alternate those around the outside of my cushion. So I'll be using that for my fussy cutting. So that's kind of gives you an idea, and I'll just pop that right up to the camera so you can kind of really see what I'm meaning by auditioning. I think I moved that. I'll try that again. So I'm going to want to have the stem of the flower at the bottom. Yeah. If that doesn't look great when I edit the video, I'll put a photograph in. but hopefully you'll be able to tell. So that was really interesting and exciting, and what we had to do then was choose. When we bought the fabrics, we kind of had an idea roughly what we were looking for, but we didn't really know about the fussy cutting. Fran had mentioned it, but I think if I were choosing again, I'd perhaps choose a different fabric. I know Melanie's fabric, the fussy cutting could give her a really interesting effect. And Fran also showed us a border print and how that looked, with a border print with lines, and that was amazing with the fussy cutting. Now she also showed us, and I don't have that facility yet, it's something I'll consider getting, showed us a quilting mirror. And the kaleidoscope effect you could get through fussy cutting, and then and checking what that will look like, auditioning that fabric using a mirror. And you use the mirror in such a way that you have like a kaleidoscope effect. You put the mirror behind, and it's just, I couldn't believe. I should have taken a photograph of it to show you. I'll try and do that this Sunday and then pop it in next week's video. So yeah, so these are my fabrics, and tomorrow I'm at the Beartown Quilters Do Your Own Thing Day tomorrow at Asbury Village Hall. So I should be there all day, and that's when I'm going to do my cutting out of my pieces, and we'll be sewing up on Sunday. So yeah, so I'm quite excited about that. I'm excited about auditioning my fabrics and getting those cut out. I won't probably get them all cut out. I've got a good probably, it's 10 till 4, so I have got 6 hours, but I probably won't spend all that time doing this. I'll have to cut some of my templates out as well as my fabric, but yeah, quite excited about that. Looking forward to it. It's I have done patchwork and quilting before. You've seen some of my quilts in one of my early Friday sews, but I haven't done this type of fabric auditioning and fussy cutting. That's new to me. And the mirror idea, it was like a big light bulb moment when she showed us the mirror and how the motif that she had in her window, how that looked repeated round in the mirror was just amazing. So yeah, absolute eye-opener, very exciting. So I'm looking forward to that, looking forward to Sunday, looking forward to baking an afternoon tea for us. I'm going to do cakes, and I'm going to do chocolate brownie and scones and dainty little sandwiches, and of course tea. So that'll be lovely. So that's really all I have today. My plans for my core. Oh, I'll just show you very quickly. If you haven't seen my fabric Wheel of Fate reveal, this is my blouse that I made. This is the, I'll put it up here, perhaps see it better. This is the blouse I made. This is the Rhapsody blouse. Put a little label in it from Specky Seamstress labels. It has elasticated bishop sleeves, a nice pleat at the back, a yoke. First time I've used this pattern, fits me really, really well. I made it in a straight, extra large. So if you want any more details on that, you can have a look at my Fabric Wheel of Fate, reveal number 3 and spin number 4. So that's on my on one of my playlists. So do have a look if you want to check that out. Yeah, and my next fabric spin, which I'm not going to tell you about. You'll have to go and watch the video. That's me. That's everything from me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for catching up with me. I'd love to hear what you think about my makes and my plans. Have you got any ideas? How did those fabrics look? What would you do? Would you just go for the plain fabric? Would you put a contrast sleeve in, or just a contrast binding? How did that peach look on me? Be honest. Be honest. If it's too warm for me, say so. I can take it. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So do please drop a comment in below. If you like what you've seen, please consider subscribing. Please give me a thumbs up if you've liked it, and I hope to see you again. Have a fabulous weekend. Happy sewing. Bye bye.